Welcome to another episode of the SOS podcast. This is episode 15, and I'm here with the usual crew.
Shit.
And today we got a pretty good show for y'all. So, Goldsby, how was your week?
Wait, why am I going first?
Logan, how was your
Why did you
week?
punch your mic?
My week was so
How do you
good.
know it's a good show? We haven't even recorded anything yet.
Because we got some good topics to talk about, and we're fucking ready and ready to go.
So my week sucked.
I feel like that's every time Logan says how his week is, that's how his week is.
My week fucking sucked.
My last 2 months have sucked ass.
Yeah, minus a week in Florida, the last 2 months have been fucking ridiculous.
Well, you're off quarantine.
Yeah. So yeah, all week I've been on quarantine. I did get addicted to Game of Thrones. Can't stop watching
How
that
much did
now.
you watch?
I'm almost done with season 3, and
So,
I've
like-
watched it for 3 days total.
After you get through like the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 1, it gets pretty fucking good. It starts kind of boring.
What are you watching it on?
Well, Cooper, who was also in quarantine, is losing his mind and wanted to fucking watch Kong vs. Godzilla, or Godzilla vs. Kong, and you can only watch it on HBO Max. I was like, fuck it, I'll pay for that for a month, like $14 or something.
Yeah, you could. That's the only thing Game of Thrones is on.
Yep. So I got that. Started that movie 2 minutes in. He's like, you know what, Dad? I just wanted to see if you would actually get it. I don't really want to watch it. Okay. So I started watching that. Fucking watched that movie just because, and then was looking what they had on there, and was like, fuck it, Gage always talks about that.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, started watching it and watched it for fucking like 18 hours straight. And
Is it nothing but porn, like Gage said?
it's a
There's
lot.
There's a lot of sex.
Pretty much, I would say 80% of the time that there's a female on the screen, they're naked. And it's
But that's
all,
also
it's-
like the time frame of when it is, too.
Yeah.
So like,
right. That's the thing.
None
They're
of them
all-
really wear clothes.
They're all like the epitome of what you'd think of if you heard the word like harlot.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
Like Beast and the
like
Harlot?
18th century fucking tits, basically.
18th century tits.
It's not set like now. There's
Speaking
fucking
my
dragons,
language.
Jordan.
Oh, is there dragons in
You're a girl dragon.
that? Girl dragon. I mean, of course you're a girl dragon.
So yeah, I've just laid on the couch and done that. Still can't smell, still can't taste. So
Is Jess been watching it with you?
no,
No?
no, because she actually went back to work. Her boss was like, "Fuck it, if you get a negative test, like you're coming back to work." She went. So like Wednesday through Sunday or Saturday, it was just Coop and I at home.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
it's over. It's done.
Now hopefully
Back to
from
reality.
here on out, it's the actual normalcy.
You're looking up now.
Yeah,
Things are looking up.
heading in the right direction.
Besides your tooth falling out.
Yeah, my tooth fell out again, but
That better, Mike.
I wasn't looking at that. You're like, here, take my tooth. Hold my
yeah.
tooth.
No.
Hold my dentures.
Yeah, other than that, we're looking up.
What are you drinking, buddy? I guess it doesn't really matter.
Rubbing
You can't taste it.
alcohol, fire, monkey shoulder, but I can't taste it.
Still no taste or smell, huh?
Nope.
I've
Dumb.
known some people that have had haven't got it back for it was 29 days or something like that.
He said his dad just got it back 7 months later.
Yeah, he just got it back fully, and he had COVID back in August.
I had read 6 months for some people. I
That's
will lose
fucking
my
long haulers.
fucking mind.
Yeah, but did you hear what Logan said? Somebody told him to bite into an onion.
Like an
Kinda
apple.
Don't bite into anything because
Just-
your teeth fall out.
That's what I said. I was like, your tooth's going to be stuck in the onion, but
Take the onion and use an apple slicer and cut it up and then eat it.
onions?
Yeah.
Why don't you just like onions?
Onions and garlic
that's
and
good.
limes.
Yeah, I don't know why you
Blend it.
have
Are
to
you
bite
making us
into
all
it.
Drink it. No, kind of. Just
What, just to see if you can taste it?
yeah, just drink it after. Just blend it up and.
I've
Onions,
just
garlic,
also
and lime.
Get
Why
like some-
biting into it? What's the difference?
Get like
Yeah,
some
I don't know.
wasabi.
That's what I was saying. That's why I said use an apple slicer and cut it up and eat.
What about like spicy things? Would that like affect? I wonder.
no,
you tell your mouth's on
no.
fire?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
all you. That's all
Just-
you can feel is the
just-
hot. You can't taste
Just,
it.
yeah, like I can tell if something's sweet, I can tell if something's spicy.
Oh yeah.
Jess got Chipotle, and she's like, "Do you want anything?" And you can't taste anything. And I was like, "Fuck it." Ordered a bowl and made it as hot as I could. just to see if it would kickstart shit, and it was no taste, just hot as fuck.
This did not work.
I was like,
backfired.
I was shoveling that shit, dude. And about 5 minutes later, I was like, holy hell, bad idea. But yeah, it's probably the most frustrating symptom I've ever had.
We'll see how long it takes.
If I'm not tasting shit by next Sunday, I quit
Quit what?
everything.
Like, it's not the pod's fault that you can't taste her.
But yeah, so yeah, Goldsby, how are you doing, man?
Good. I had a adventurous week.
Yeah, you little gambler, you.
I did, yeah. I decided to take the weekend off. It was Easter yesterday. Today's Monday, which is unusual for us. I went to Chicago. I left Saturday. Went by myself, which apparently everybody thought was weird. I had multiple people asking me, "Why are you there
You went by
alone?
yourself?
Why'd you go by yourself?" Yeah,
Every time I go anywhere by myself, I get people saying it's weird.
like my
It's
one
not
friend,
weird.
she's so like asked me what I'm doing, and I like we were talking yesterday morning, and I was like, oh, I was like I found like literally it was dope because the Airbnb I had downstairs, they had a little like brunch, like breakfast cafe inside the building, and they had $5 mimosas every day, and so I was like.
Took brunch boys to a new level.
Yeah, I mean, and it was cool. But my friend was like, "Oh, you're drinking mimosas by yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Fuck yes,
I am.
I'm drinking a
It's
mimosa
great.
in Chicago
By myself.
by myself, and it was $5
And the weather was perfect. It was mid 60s the whole time I was there, sunny, no rain until today. Airbnb was perfect where I needed and what I needed. I was literally right next to Millennium Park, which, have you ever seen the Big Bean in Chicago? That's where that's at. So I was right next door to that.
Take a picture with it.
I got as close as I could, but they
In the
have
bean?
you can't get up to it anymore.
Is it COVID?
Yeah, I think so. They're probably just the touching aspect of it because they have
COVID ruined the bean.
they
A lot
have
of
it
people touch the
probably.
bean.
They
Probably flick
Flick
it.
it.
Flick the bean. Oh yeah, you got it.
I feel like that's where you were trying to go. but
It
you
was.
just
Yeah, it
touched
was.
It
I
was.
said touch the
Yeah.
bean. It didn't
Yeah,
sound
the
right.
flick the bean in a
I
long
go, flick the
time.
bean. That's what it is.
He's just always like,
I'm always just touching the bean.
he can't even find the bean.
He just flicks it. So yeah, you can get about 20 feet to it, and that's about it. So took some cool pictures. Actually, one of the dopest parts of the whole trip was I did an architecture boat tour last night down the Chicago River and learned a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know. The dude that the tour guide for the boat has been on there. He's been doing tours for 25 years. He knows every building, every address, when it was built, who built it. It was unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
That's
Can you
cool.
imagine doing that for 25 years, talking about the same building?
And he loves his job. You can
I
tell
know,
he just
it's
generally
cool.
loves his job. He knows everything about the city of Chicago, and it was so cool to hear him talk. And honestly, the coolest part that I learned about the whole thing that I never knew is I couldn't even tell you the years, but they were literally dumping when there was Chicago, and it had 1 year where it spiked, where they had 1 million people. Their population increased by 1 million people in 1 year.
Jesus.
And
shit.
yeah, and they had they needed to do something with this raw sewage for all these people, so they literally started dumping it in the river. And well, when that started happening, it started polluting Lake Michigan, which is their drinking water, and they're like, oh shit, well, this isn't going to work. So they literally this organization literally changed the flow of the Chicago River to where it was going the other direction. So the raw sewage they were dumping
Would go the other way.
the other way. They changed the entire flow of the river.
They didn't give a fuck.
No, it's
They don't
towards
drink the water from there.
it's towards St. Louis. It's towards St. Louis. And then in long haul, St. Louis ends up suing them for polluting their water because it was crazy. I mean, the fact that it was, and the fact that they literally were able to change the direction of a river, which that was badass. I never even knew anything like that. So super informative.
Where do you house 1 million new people in 1 year?
They're just constantly building. It's like Chicago used to be known as like the fastest growing city in America, and like it was just because it was just growing so much, and it was
It's a nice time to fucking have real estate there.
I believe Columbus and Jacksonville, Florida are up there now.
Columbus. Yeah, I read that recently.
I thought I heard
Yeah,
that.
Columbus is one of the
Fastest growing
fastest growing, and then Cleveland's become one of the worst cities.
Really?
So yeah,
Ever since LeBron
I
left,
like
I
Cleveland.
don't know. It was just like overall like poverty rate and stuff like that. It's not So yeah. Anyways, it was great trip, great weather, good food, good drinks.
Where'd you eat at?
Saw a couple fights.
Couple fights.
Yeah.
Like professionally?
Yeah.
or-
No, like street.
No.
Like alley.
Yeah.
Like Kimbo
Alley
Slice
fights.
shit? Like
Alley
you're in
cats.
his
The second
backyard?
one, I was literally just walking around trying to find where I was going to go to lunch yesterday, and as I turn this corner, I hear this woman just start screaming at this dude, and she takes his phone and just whips it into the road, and he starts screaming at her like it's middle of the day. Next thing you know, she just starts punching the shit out of him. So I'm just like standing there trying to decide where I'm going to go for lunch, and there's this fight at midday going on in the middle of the street.
Did you go tell him to stop it?
No, I was actually, honestly, everybody was kind of like looking and like kind of watching, but nobody would say anything, and nobody was gonna do anything. But then I was sitting there eating. I started thinking, I'm like, what would people have done anything if he was beating the shit out of her?
I would just
Yeah.
wonder
Absolutely.
If, like,
the other way
that's it,
around.
yeah. For
And
sure.
yes, I think
if
absolutely.
like she was wailing on him and then he just slipped one time and punched her in the face and knocked her out. If people would
Somebody would have stepped in.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was. Didn't you send me that tweet too from Chicago? That was like you said it was like 5 minutes from you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was last
It was
night.
a video
that was,
of a dude sitting on the ground throwing up in his vomit, and there's a group of people behind them in a fight at the same time. This dude is literally like from me to you away, throwing up, and there's a dude 5-10 feet behind them. Two girls are fighting behind him.
This was last night after the White Sox game. It's on Barstool Sports on their Twitter account. That's where I saw the video. But it was outside the White Sox stadium. And there's so much shit going on in this video. Like in the one corner, the dude's puking on the ground by himself. His friends like consoling him in the background. There's these two girls are beating the shit out of each other. Like
legitimately
it's just
going at it, not just like throwing each other into the wall of the building.
And it was the White Sox home opener, and all this shit's going on there.
Jesus.
Very first game.
all those people are probably hammered.
And
Then
he
for
sent me,
the
I was
home
like, Mike,
opener.
there's so much going on in this video. I don't even know how to comprehend it.
I did do some gambling, as Gage mentioned. I was able to download the Barstool Sports Sportsbook app on my phone because it's legal in Michigan, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. Hopefully soon to be Ohio. So I could bet on sports all weekend, which was the app was really dope. I actually got money on the game tonight for.
Off your location.
So I tried that, and yeah, it doesn't work. They changed their thing now, their platform now, to where your location has to be on to be able to do anything. Because I tried that when I was leaving today. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I turn off my location, if I'll be able to use it. And no, once you turn off your
They
location,
probably
it's
realized that
done.
they would get a lot of trouble because if you turn
Yeah.
the location off, it's literally letting people gamble in a state where it's not legal.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And I think that's probably why they did that. And so, like Gage and I were talking, I'm like, well, if I win on tonight's game,
Just gonna drive it to Michigan.
I'm gonna have to drive somewhere just to claim. I'll just drive to Michigan or whatever. As long as I cross into Michigan border, then I can use it. Or Pennsylvania. I mean, it's dumb,
You're
but
driving to Pennsylvania to cash it out.
but then again,
From here on, Pennsylvania really isn't that far.
Michigan's closer.
I bet if you're okay, Cleveland.
If I'm in Cleveland,
Yeah.
then
Pennsylvania's
then
closer.
Pennsylvania would probably be closer. Well, yeah, I guess.
So drive to Cleveland.
Here
and
on
then drive
in
to
Cleveland,
Pennsylvania.
okay. All you got is fucking Vermilion in between those two, so
I will say
it's got to be a
no,
toss
there's a
up.
lot of more. There's
There's a
several
lot more, but
there's
I'm
several
talking
more cities.
It's got to be a toss up. I'd like to
Between
know what
Cleveland
the
and
middle
Huron.
ground is from
I
Pennsylvania.
say,
I will
we
say-
could find this out.
I will say that I live definitely in the center of the whole state. Like
Okay.
from like if you go north, you go center of the state and go direct due north. That's where I live. So I can't go either direction. If I go west or east, it's gonna take me the same distance to get out of the state.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter.
Takes,
This is totally irrelevant, by the way.
I know. So why does it take you to the middle of Pennsylvania when I type in Pennsylvania?
Well, because it's probably taking you to like the capital or something.
Let me find.
But I mean, I've been up there plenty. I'm. The other thing I thought about too is I'm not winning an absorbent amount of money. I think the most I can win tonight is like $80. And so exactly my point.
You're gonna drive all the way to
Exactly.
Michigan just
No,
to,
I won't.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it on the app until
Yeah,
it's
just
legalized in
hold on
Ohio,
to
and
it,
I can,
yeah.
So, but it's cool. It's a cool app. I'll definitely use it when it's definitely addicting. Because there's a bunch of shit that you can bet on, and then it'll even show you the potential payout. And I'm like, ooh boy, like that'd be nice. A couple things happen and go right, but I can see how people get fucking addicted to gambling on sports now too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's a big market now, though.
Yeah.
That's a big market.
Parlays too,
but it was
Mhm.
which are cool.
it was cool. it was cool to be able to see that app and utilize that. So lastly for my week, before I move on, I got a new job. On Wednesday, I accepted a new position with the Sports Force Park at Cedar Point, which is the big outdoor sports facility. It's going to be full-time this summer. It's not like salary or anything. It's hourly. But I'm going to be a couple different positions. The main thing is going to be a field supervisor, to where I have people that work underneath me, and then I oversee all the fields when there's tournaments going on. So
That's cool.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's dope.
That'd be a shit ton of people, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that place is
and
huge.
it is.
Enormous.
Does that include the gym
No,
shit?
totally separate.
Just the outside?
Yeah, totally separate. That's actually a completely separate company that runs
Really?
that. Yeah. So the Sports Force Park, the Sports Force is a company in itself.
Okay.
Cedar
You wanna know
Point
what
Sports
sounds
Center
funny?
is a totally separate center.
Well, it's all like baseball, softball, soccer type stuff.
Baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse.
Guess who else works there?
I have no
The
idea.
guy from Clay. That
Is it? That's what I
class,
figured. That's what I figured you were gonna say. So what does he do there? You know?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I just know he works
That's
there.
ironic. But where does he live?
He lives in Oregon.
That's a haul. Anyways,
Just down
it's
two,
cool because it's not. I'll be honest, the pay was like garbage, and I was almost apprehensive on accepting it. But I'm like, it's a foot in the door. It's experience, and the guy that the guy that actually I interviewed, I got a job with them last year, and then they shut down, and then the guy I ended up emailing him. I'm like, hey, just want to know if you guys are hiring again. Blah blah blah. He emails me back, tells me to come in. He got promoted to general manager of the whole park, and yeah, and he's a super cool dude, and he even like super laid back in the interview. He's like, dude, I get it. He's like, I've been in your shoes. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can. He's like, if we have open, full-time position opens up, he's like, you're gonna be my first go-to, and yeah. So I don't know, it'll be fun. Honestly, one of the coolest parts about it is it's 2 miles. It's like less than 2 miles from where I live right now. So
Heck yeah.
That's super convenient.
Yeah. So and it'll be cool this summer because they I know he said after next week they'll start running every weekend, and then he said like the beginning of June is where they'll just pretty much just be full bore every
time.
weekend, and then there's several week-long tournaments that they'll
I'm
have.
sure, dude.
That shit's
So.
pretty nuts up there. in the summer.
Well, yeah, I mean they've
get
become
a-
one of the best.
Get a
I mean,
nice bike, fucking.
one of the best areas. You know what I'm
Nice
saying?
car again.
It's yeah, right. But I mean, they've become one of the primo facilities. I mean, just all their fields are just high class, high everything. And then plus teams can go up there. They get to play in tournaments, and then they also get to go and they get access to Cedar Point. Like they were on a deal with them. So
Also, your team gets a tournament. You probably pay a little more.
Only if you win.
For the entry fee for the tournament, but you also the kids probably get some sort of ticket to Cedar Point.
correct. Yep. And then that's why Cedar Point's bought and put up a bunch of hotels in the last couple of years, is because now they're putting teams and stuff in there. And I mean,
I
it's,
bet you you already have people coming all over the world to go to Cedar Point. And it just makes sense to have teams from all over the country come
Yeah.
play and
In
play
your
in
high-class
this
fields.
high class,
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
arena stadium field.
And then you know
for
what? You
fucking-
can have tickets to come to our park and spend $10 on a pop.
it's
I think our
Come on,
passes
Mom
are
and
still
Dad.
good for this year.
You
Come
want
visit.
bottle
Did you
of
get
water?
a gold? Did you get like a gold pass?
$14.99.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good. They're still good for this year.
$14.99.
Also, they just made it so like last year's passes are good since
Yeah.
Yep.
you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, we were at Cedar Point Beach, man. That's my favorite spot. So, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't planning on it. Was whatever was gonna happen. But the guy called me in, and it's
Deal.
it's gonna be a good gig. I think. I'm excited to get started, and he wants me into like a supervisor role right away, just because of my experience, and
That'll
I'm
definitely
excited to work for him too, because he's just a super laid back dude. He's like, dude, I get it. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get you wherever you want to go. And they just opened up they have 2 other sports force. They have one that's in Myrtle Beach, and then their other one they just opened this year, is in Naples, Florida. So the sports force company as a whole, I guess, is growing. So they've got like 3 more sites
cool.
they're putting up.
I
So
was just looking
yeah.
at houses in Naples last night.
I have no idea where that's at in Florida, but just know it's in Florida. What? Oh, you're saying it's expensive?
They're not all expensive though.
Really?
Hmm.
I feel like everything in Florida is generally expensive.
I mean, if you
Oh.
like looking for like an on the beach house, then yeah, you're looking at like $8 million plus.
I just know Naples is fucking expensive.
Oh, it is.
What part of where is that in Florida?
south of Fort Myers Beach.
So yeah. Anyways, a very eventful week for me. Gage.
Yeah, I mean, didn't do a whole lot this week besides work. I mean, Easter happened. Went to
Easter happened again.
That was it. Well, it didn't happen last year.
Yeah,
You're right. It didn't.
2 years in a row.
I'm trying to think if I did anything different last week compared to a normal week, but no, because Clay has events every fucking day, so I worked. That's about it. Nothing crazy happened. Nothing has progressed with wedding situations yet. So, wait, it did. We did book our venue and a date.
Okay, that's a lot.
I forgot that
The
happened.
actual day of the day.
I forgot that happened last week.
We have to wait for a save of dates.
You won't. No, I mean you don't have to. I guess. Do you want to know the date?
I don't know if you're allowed. You're probably not allowed to tell the
I don't know if
date.
I'm allowed
on
to
there.
tell you or not. The boss.
This is breaking news.
We'll go ask the boss.
This isn't the Woj pod.
Yeah, we're not breaking NBA trades.
Dun-dun-dun,
But yeah, we
dun-dun-dun.
booked our venue, picked a date. Have to figure out some other shit. But other than that, it was just a normal week. I bought a lawnmower, mowed the grass. That was it.
Nice.
That's all I did this week.
I'm mowing my grass.
No, I didn't like. I forgot how annoying push mowing is.
Oh, is it?
Good workout though.
It
What do you
is.
do with all your grass?
Just let it go. Well, we have a lot.
Figure out what I'm gonna do with mine.
We have a lot of like hills and like the ground is kind of like patchy
Uneven?
spots and uneven. So like I'm just gonna let it go and let it just turn to dirt and fucking hopefully
Yeah.
fill it up.
Oh, you meant like the whole yard. Just let it go.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna mow again. So fuck that. That's too much work.
Yeah, one time.
But no, it was so much work that my Whoop band was like, "Are you like?" I got a notification on my phone. I was like, "Are you doing activity?" I was like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I'm pushing on my goddamn yard."
I didn't realize you wore the watch. When did you start wearing the watch
I've
again?
had this on for like 2 months.
No, you were trying to sell me your watch 2 months ago.
Check the episodes on YouTube. I guarantee I've had the watch on for the last 4 episodes.
Oh, I believe you. I'm just saying.
But I mean, it just
you
it's-
stopped
I got-
wearing
I
it. You
got
were trying to
super-
sell it.
I know, but then I was like, no one's gonna buy it, so I just fucking wear it. And I'm sick of pulling my phone out every time it vibrates when I can just look at my watch.
Fair enough.
I need to watch.
No, this
Eh.
I can't believe
What,
mine's
free?
not shattered yet.
Yeah, no shit.
Did I ever tell you guys about when Brie broke hers?
No.
I drop this motherfucker probably once a day. When I'm putting it on, I drop it almost every day. She dropped her. She's on her second Apple Watch. She dropped her first one, and it landed like this on the floor, and it broke all the way around the screen to where the screen popped. Just the glass popped.
That's
off.
how I think Corey broke his like that at the beach. He dropped it. He was taking it off to jump in the pool or something, and it fell square on the face like that and shattered all the way around it.
Like she literally came. She woke me up. She was on her, getting ready to go to work. And was like super pissed. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong? She's like, I just broke my fucking watch. And she handed me it in 2 pieces. And I was like, what the fuck happened?
What am I gonna do about it?
Somebody had to buy her a new one. Yeah, that was fun. All right. Who's the only one that hasn't went?
Yes, Jordan.
Well, I feel like you're about to say something important.
No, Jordan.
Jordan, how was your week, buddy?
Yeah,
My
Jordan,
week-
yours was adventures.
My week was good. Started out with a short week of work, and then I shot to Virginia in a roundabout way. Actually, got to go through. Never been to Maryland, so went Pennsylvania to Maryland, West Virginia, into Virginia, and went to Shenandoah National Park, and it was pretty fucking sweet. Really good time. It's cold as balls, but it's beautiful there. Really neat. It's actually like the first real national park that I've ever been to. I know Cuyahoga National Park. It's a real national park, but actually I had to like pay to get in to the park, and your pass was good for 7 days, and did some camping there. So camped in the Big Meadow campground right in the heart. No cell phone service. Like I said, it was extremely cold. First night, slept in the car, and it turned into an ice box because I don't know if it was breath or what, but
Or
it
the
was in
fact that
my
it was
cold.
15 degrees.
Breath was probably
No, it was
warm.
it was
Yeah, I don't
15
think
degrees
your breath was
outside,
cold.
but no, but my
Unless your whole
my
body was
breath was
frozen.
moisture is what I'm getting. Where the moisture came from, because there was at least a 1/16 of an inch of ice
No.
completely covering the inside of my car.
So essentially,
Just the glass.
Just no,
No,
the whole fucking car. I'm talking like the door handles, everything. It was frozen. The car was fucking frozen.
I'm picturing
Holy
like
shit.
It was, dude. I'm telling you, it was cold.
like
I mean, we camped at 2,500 feet of elevation. That's where our camp was
That
set.
sounds dope. I'd like to do that, like primitive or.
Yeah, phone didn't work. Had it on
Right,
airplane
picking you
mode
up,
the whole
Logan.
But I
weekend.
don't want it to be.
It was actually like rejuvenating, man. It was like I felt alive.
Maybe
as
for
fuck.
like 10 minutes, and then I'd be like, all right, fuck this.
But inside the bag, you're not cold. My feet got cold because I put them against
keeps
the back
not
of
picking him up.
the car. Like my feet were touching the back, like the hatch of the car, and they got frozen because it was touching the car. I swear to God, dude. I pulled them off and held them in my hands. It was like midnight, I think, and they warmed up, and then I didn't touch the car or anything about the car the rest of the time, and I was fine. But only thing is, I woke up and I had like some icicles on my beard, and my face was cold. But other than that, I was golden. My body temperature, my core temperature, which is most important, one of the most important things, was totally good.
It
So
wasn't like uncomfortable.
it was extremely uncomfortable, especially
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying. I don't
okay.
want to be that uncomfortable.
the only reason is because my feet were cold, my face was cold,
Yeah, keep-
and my air mattress deflated. Brand new. And it deflated.
Was it because it was so cold?
No, it was because I got a fucking hole in it. I just bought it. And used it the first time I used
Did you
it.
sleep in
and-
your car?
First night, yes. Second night, 7 to 10.
Did it get warmer the second night?
Yes, it was like 36 the second night, and it was nice.
Heat wave.
It was extremely nice.
That's
good sleeping
more
temperature.
my style.
It was
10
good.
degrees.
Yeah, it was really good. It was comfortable. Still slept on a deflated air mattress, but it was
you go
was
alone?
a lot of fun. No, one of my friends went with me, and she was a fucking trooper. She was a novice, not an experienced hiker, not an experienced camper by any means, but she did really well.
That's awesome.
She had a great time, and she actually kind of taught me how to slow down a little bit.
That's good.
At least
So-
that's what she told
That's
you.
there's a lot of people that I don't think that can handle that. I can
No.
that can handle that
fuck
type
no,
of
I'm
I
not
was
doing that.
honestly, I'm like, man, I don't know if she knows what she's getting herself into. Like this is,
I like how you
I don't know what I'm getting
I
myself
like to
into.
run up mountains.
I like to run up mountains and
I like how
camp
you
in the
said,
fucking
like,
frozen
the-
I
tar.
like to if someone's doing what I want to do, I just don't do it anymore, and I just run right past them.
I like how you said like the park ranger even questioned you staying 2 nights.
Well, it was because she even made a comment. She's like, "So, would you like one of our cold sites or one of our warm sites?" And I'm looking around, and Sarah was like, "Warm one, yeah, pick the warm one." And I'm like, "I don't think that's a fucking thing." And the park ranger started
way
laughing.
out
She's
there.
like, "Just kidding, just kidding. That's not a thing, not a thing."
Oh, I feel like this park ranger and I would have been friends.
Oh, she was cool. She was
You want a
super
warm
cool.
site.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't.
I thought for a second, I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck? I didn't think this was that bougie of a camping
I
trip.
am picturing this park ranger like a Melissa McCarthy type. She barely has any friends, but she never sees anybody, but she's always making these little jokes. I could totally see it.
65 years old,
Yes.
fit as fuck.
Nope.
Really, I didn't see that coming.
Yep. Fit as fuck, extremely knowledgeable, good with her words, witty, and hilarious.
That's awesome.
So you just the funny part.
You know what I'm saying? Does anybody else see this? Because that's what I'm
Yeah.
picturing.
Yeah.
Like a very witty person that is like, she's got the super dry sense of humor.
Oh yeah, no, it was
That's
cool.
great. That's funny. I didn't know she
It
said
started
that.
off the whole thing because I was kind of nervous to start because I've never been to that, in that situation before, especially with COVID, and the place was packed. I wasn't the only
Wow.
one there.
Wow.
It was packed. There's people everywhere, and people in vans, campers. They were all the sites, no power, no water, and but they had like a little general store that was open certain times that had different. You could get a fucking tall boy White Claw. Talk about bougie ass camping.
Didn't know they made those.
But yeah, and so it was actually a really cool experience. The only downside was I had to buy firewood because it's illegal. It's a felony to bring firewood into a national park or even into a region that is different. Like there's like 4 different regions in Virginia, and you can't bring firewood from region to region because of different invasive species.
I
There's
wondered if
moths.
that's what it
There's
was.
even like around here it's the emerald ash borer, so that's why you can't take firewood from Ohio, outside of Ohio, and things like that. But other than that, I mean, it was an excellent time.
It's funny. I was actually thinking about this. Like, you and I went total opposite directions geographically and Like our
Everything.
Yes, everything was polar opposite.
It
You
was.
went into the city.
I did.
$5 mimosas,
Yes.
fucking flicking beans,
Yeah.
and I went into the forest.
He almost said touching beans.
Climbing
He started
mountains, touching beans, touching beans.
No, I was thinking about that. Honestly, one of my favorite parts from the trip was just last night. I was walking around, like the wind was blowing away from the lake, so the air temperature kind of warmed up. It was like 72 at like 9 o'clock. Sun was, or it was like 8. The sun was still just barely out, but it was warm enough. I was walking around, like all the lights were on, and I'm like, I love this. Like there's just something about a city like that there's so much going on. You walk on one corner and these two guys are sitting there playing. They've got like Menards like 5-gallon buckets, and they're playing the drums on it. And you go to the next corner. I mean, there's just there's a guy playing a harmonica. I mean, it's such a culturally diverse city, and just to see the skyscrapers and the history and the just everything that goes into it, it's I don't know, it was a totally surreal experience, especially do it alone. And I think that's something that I will do that again. I will do a solo trip again, because just to be able to go and not have to worry about anybody else was such a nice feeling for me. I'm a control guy, everybody knows that, and when I go on trips, I worry about everybody else because I want everybody to have a good time.
You have to worry about the solo trip as you.
I don't know how to turn that off. I haven't been able to figure out how to turn that off. But when I go, I want it to be perfect. And this, I don't have to worry about anybody else. I could do whatever I want. You know, I'm walking around and the fucking train goes by. You know, I mean, you don't get to ever see a train anywhere else. And, you know, it's constantly going back and forth. And you go walk around the corner and, you know, somebody's getting a train ran on them. You know, you never knew what you were going to see in the city. I'm just kidding.
Actually happen?
No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But Jordan.
I got excited for a second.
Let's say Jordan didn't know emotion. So I don't know. Like I said, I was thinking about it when I saw your pictures. I'm like, you and I went total opposite directions.
We did, and when you said that, it kind of sparked something on me. It was like, you know, it would be cool because I would want to experience what you experience, and I think you should experience what I experienced, because it's two totally different things, and I would absolutely love to experience that diversity, that cultural aspect of the inner city, and things like that, because I've been through Chicago. I've never been and experienced downtown Chicago or any other really big city other than
every
Cleveland,
big city
Toledo.
Is similar in that aspect.
Yeah,
because I've been to several, and they're all very similar with the skyscrapers and homeless people.
I think a cool one would be where's fucking Mardi Gras at?
Oh, New Orleans. Yeah,
New Orleans.
Yeah, I've had a few people tell me, like a few friends tell me, like, you don't get the big skyscrapers like you do, but it's still just the rich history. Actually, that was one place I looked at going, but if I had maybe 1 or 2 more days, I probably would have went. But this was such a quick turnaround. So, and I would love to, but I mean, because I like you and I've had this conversation. I feel like to get culturally diverse, and even not even just culturally, but just to broaden your own mind and your own horizons, you have to be able to step outside your comfort zone to do those things.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's like, you know, your friend doing that is awesome. I would totally do that trip, but I want to make sure I'm prepared. I'm sure it'd be nerve wracking, but at the same time, the pictures and the sights and stuff you got to see were incredible. So, you know,
For sure.
I mean, it's just
not every day you get to climb to the top of a mountain and be sitting at 4,000 feet of elevation, looking over the horizon, and as far as you can see, it's nothing but mountains. Yeah. And
I mean, I like a mix of it, and that's why this area works. You know, I don't want to live in a big city like that. I couldn't do that. The fucking driving in a big city is horrible, but I also couldn't live in the middle of a forest with no cell reception or people around me. Like I need a
The
balance.
TV shows where they live in Alaska. I don't understand how the fuck those people.
No,
Or
Those
like
people.
or some of the towns in Alaska. The next town is like 75 miles away.
Next town, don't worry about it. You're not going there.
But I mean, that's the nice thing about like our suburbs here. Like you go to like Maumee, Perrysburg, whatever, you kind of get a little bit of a balance. You know, you're not in Toledo, like the heart of Toledo, but you're outside. You're close enough. You can get to downtown easily, but you're far enough out to where you kind of got a little piece to yourself.
yeah, and then right next door you have the #1 Metro Park system in the United States,
Correct.
Toledo Metro Parks.
Correct.
So I mean, you get the best of all worlds.
Are they sponsoring this podcast?
Yeah, they were voted #1 Metro Park system in the United States.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
That's cool.
A couple things that I just want to touch on before we move on that I found out this week after our last week's episode. First of all, last week we talked about the holding your breath thing, and this week someone broke that record.
What are the
What was
fucking
it, like
chances?
11 minutes or something?
24 minutes underwater.
Shut the fuck up.
Holy shit.
24
He said,
minutes.
"Shut
So
the
is
fuck
the
up."
world record different though for holding your breath
Like just right now?
and just hold like just
Or
now right
being
now or
underwater?
being underwater? Is there two separate world records? I
But
feel like there is.
what's
I'm
the
sure there
difference?
is, but I don't.
That's a big.
Like,
I think there's a big
pressure.
difference.
There's got to be like a
yeah,
pressure.
Okay.
and
Well, I can tell
I don't
you
know
this
if that makes
from
it
the
easier or
article-
harder.
The article that I read this week, it was the dude was underwater for 24 minutes.
underwater for
Do you think
24
it would
minutes.
make it harder or easier being underwater? Like,
I think it'd make it easier to be on top of water because there's no pressure for one, and
not even just like literal pressure, but like figurative pressure of like, oh shit, I'm gonna drown. I feel like I would be like, oh fuck. Like,
yeah, but
go up and
there's
breathe.
no
That's just my
chance.
question, is if it's
There's no chance you can sneak in a breath anytime, anyway when you're underwater because you can't. You don't have fucking gills.
But
So
if you're
that's
doing
why.
but if you're doing a world record regardless, you can't sneak a breath.
You're right. You're right. Well, I bet David Blaine could.
He was
but
underwater.
I'm just saying though, like, do you think?
That literally goes against your argument.
With the world's longest straw.
And that's that, but that like makes it scarier. I feel like if you're underwater, I feel like I'm more likely to be like, all right, no, fuck this, I'm going up.
I think
Because you can't just be like, oh, shit, that was fuck that.
No, didn't
Because-
David Blaine not give himself a choice? Wasn't he chained to the bottom of that?
Yeah,
tank?
he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
I think I would just like become so relaxed underwater
We already
and
had this
pass out,
discussion.
and then
That's how you said
I'd
you
set
would
an
die.
alarm on my watch.
Like, no, I think I'd just be like, all right,
Okay, yeah, time to go up.
it's time to pass out now.
So the quick snippet from this article says that he increased his oxygen levels by he was quickly breathing pure oxygen right before he went under, and then he's also trained himself to pump oxygen through his blood more slowly and to manage the involuntary spasms that the body undergo that kick in almost 20 minutes.
He probably broke David Blaine's record.
So Jordan, you made a comment to us in our group message this week about NFTs and something about NFTs, and I'll be honest, I'm hearing NFT all over the place now. Podcasts I listen to, they're talking about NFTs. I've seen it on Twitter. I mean, I'm seeing it everywhere. I saw it on Barstool. Can you tell me or explain to me what the fuck an NFT is?
Yeah, I actually I didn't know what an NFT is, so I had to do research myself. But I kind of got word of it through the stock market, and that's how I kind of came to the realization, like, oh man, what the fuck are these things?
And
You know,
crypto.
these are kind of really cool. Yeah, and crypto too. I've been into crypto. I don't own any, but been really trying to figure out how all this works because it kind of is the future, really. But an NFT is a non-fungible token, which can be processed into it can be anything. It can be real estate. It can be art, and but yeah, it's just a
What does fungible mean?
I don't know what the fuck fungible means. What does fungible mean, Gage?
I mean, I don't think I've ever
Matter
looked up
'cause
what
it's non-fungible.
means.
Well,
But it's
It's able to be replaced or be replaced by another identical item. So it means it can't. Non-fungible token means it's a token that can't be replaced.
yeah, it's
okay,
not
so
replicable.
It's some,
Yes.
Okay, that
you
makes
can't,
sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You can't replace it. It's not replicable. You can't make another one.
So it's almost
Just
like,
like
it's almost like a human.
Or it's like art.
Yeah, it's a piece of art. That's why it's famous in the art world right now, and that's why there's a billionaire that is buying a shit
makes
ton of them
sense.
for a lot of
That's
fucking
why
money.
people are super
So, like,
confused about it.
Is each NFT, each fucking non-fungible token worth a different amount of something?
It's
No,
worth
it's-
whatever
Because they're
somebody will
all
pay for it.
because they're all completely different.
No, it's on. They're like before we start talking about this, they're on those 3 blockchains, but most of the time it's Ethereum. Any of the sites that I've been to, it's Ethereum. So it's on Ethereum's blockchain, which means they use Ethereum to buy
Purchase
it,
it.
but which is still USD. You pay for the Ethereum, then you get it. But a lot of people are confused about it because it'll be like, because a lot of it's like digital art. Like it'll be like a micro for layman terms. It could be like you can make some on Microsoft Paint, right, and sell it as an NFT. And people are saying, well, what is the difference between me having this NFT, the actual thing, or me taking a screenshot of it?
The NFT is not replicable. It's legitimate. It's
That's what I'm
real,
saying.
and it's paid through crypto.
The thing I watched explained it is like art. It's the same way as art. You can have the Mona Lisa, Or you can have a replica of the Mona Lisa, and you're going to want the Mona Lisa. They can look identical, but people are still going to pay.
You want the real thing.
People are
Because
going to
it's the
pay
real deal.
$300 million for this when
Yeah.
maybe this one's being sold for $100. But it's the same thing with like another
Like
example.
this is like right here. It says an NBA Top Shot digital collectible card.
Yeah, so Top Shot is interesting because it is literally plays that happen throughout the game, like throughout the year. So like technically you can buy.
Say there's one of LeBron James that sold for $100,000.
Correct. So what it is, Top Shot, the moment, the D Wade and LeBron moment where they throws the bounce pass, dunks in, D Wade's like this. You can buy that moment, but you can't just if no one's bought it yet, you can't just go on and buy it. They come in packs like trading cards. And they sell out instantly. So you buy a pack, you get 10 of those Top Shot moments. Some of them aren't worth shit.
So, but how is that not replicable?
Because that file is built in blockchain that you can record it, you can screen record it, and you'll have it, but you don't physically own the original copy of it.
And it's made specifically so it's secure, and you can't get into it and access it unless you are the owner of
So is there like some kind of like digital watermark on it that tells you
In the file,
that
yes, basically. So it'd be the same as pirating movies, technically. You can have the original, and then you have the pirated version or whatever. Or like it would be the same as you technically recording the movie on your phone. You know what I mean? Yeah, Top Shot's interesting because it's blown up because they release it in packs. So they like have like 1,000 packs, and that's all that it gets released. And you could get a fucking pack of nothing. You could get a pack of like Lonzo Ball turning the ball over 10 times. It's like literally there's like
what is this? Is this like a sports NFT? What is this?
It's Top Shot. It's basketball, basically basketball moments.
Gotcha. And
Some are worth a
that's
lot.
released through like as an NFT.
Yeah, through the Top Shot
Well, I
website.
feel
like
like-
blockchain.
Just
Gotcha.
speaking of the balls, like there's got to be one of LaMelo Ball that'll
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. No, I mean, shit. Like you said, shit's already selling for.
Well, currently the most expensive NFT ever sold was sold through Christie's auction, and it was sold for $69.3 million to a guy that goes by Metakovan. He's a Singapore-based crypto billionaire. He's been in the crypto business for a long time. One of the main OG guys in the crypto world, but he paid $69.3 million, and he was actually asked why he thinks that piece of art, which the art was named, it's actually a pretty fucking cool piece of art, but it's all it is a hyperlink to a digital fucking picture,
Right.
to a JPEG. That's literally all it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's titled "Every Day's the First 5,000 Days." This is what the art piece was titled. But he said that he felt that NFTs are the future, and that this will continue to grow in value. And he also owns a collection of NFT, which is all art. And it's the most expensive art collection, digital art collection in the world, obviously, because it's still new, but and it's called Metapurse, and that is where he holds all of his NFT art. And you can view
it
copies
blows
of
my
it
mind that
online.
it's so big.
And it
Like,
literally
to literally just have a picture on your computer that I could have too. That's not real.
But mine is the real one, so it's worth more. But another thing that I saw too is say it's also really expensive to list your art. So like if you go on an NFT website to sell, you have to pay a shit ton to sell it. But also the way it's written, the way it's done in the blockchain is if you create it, so you create something and sell it for $100. Mike buys it for you for $100. Jordan then buys it from Mike for $200. You get royalties on that sale. The creator of the NFT continues to get royalties no matter how many times it is sold and bought. So in a way, it's better for the artist than traditional art, because if someone buys my painting, you buy my painting for $100, you sell it for $300 to Jordan, I don't get any of that money. That's just straight to you.
Yeah.
So now, like, it's the way it's in the ledger is it shows that, like, this person created it, then this person bought it, then this person bought it. So the royalty always comes back to the artist.
It just blows my mind that which I guess it's in reality, it's the same as, like you said, like having a real
Yeah.
Mona Lisa or a fake one.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it's just on the
It's all
digital.
digital.
It just
yeah.
makes it seem like it's so less.
I'm actually surprised that nobody thought
valued.
of it or did it before because of how much we actually. How many places have you seen that don't even have picture frames anymore? They're literally digital pictures hanging up on the wall. You know what I mean? It's a TV with a picture on it that looks like art that you can't really tell it's not art until you're like, oh my god, it's a fucking TV.
See, that's the only difference, though. I guess is like if you were to actually see the real Mona Lisa, I feel like it's got to be pretty hard to make a duplicate.
Well, there's been dupes that have been sold for millions of dollars.
Yeah, but how many? How many in the same sentence is talking about how many pictures can I make look exactly like that digital?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can take a fucking screenshot of it.
You know what I mean?
On your phone. You can pull
That's
it up.
why
and
it
take a
just
screenshot
seems like it'd be less valued, but it's not, and it's fucking crazy.
It's one of those things. It's like the stuff was at the beginning. It's gonna be like
kind of
this.
a
It
niche
just came
market
out.
right now.
It's gonna go fucking nuts for a while, and it'll go down and balance out to like not normal art, but
And I'm
like,
not saying that it's bad.
It'll be
it's
like
just
art.
mind-boggling.
It's new.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
wild.
and that's why it's so. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of it's so expensive right now. Is it's so new and everyone's trying to get into it, and the limited availability of it because it's not really super easy to list something.
Right.
There's only like a handful of websites that actually let you buy and sell it.
So if we ever had
Technically, a podcast episode could be an NFT.
Well, that's what I was
Yes.
thinking about, like
Yeah.
music. Like if you like write a song or something,
Absolutely, they can
fucking
release
throw it
them.
on
That
there.
that might be where music is going, where you release every album as an NFT.
Especially
and
if someone
we've-
finds a way and an avenue to make it easy for consumers to get to. Why the fuck would they release it on Apple Music and get a
Yeah.
fucking thousand
Less
of a
than a
penny
dollar.
for
Right,
every
like we've
stream
talked about
when you
before.
could
Yeah.
actually go back to making people buy your music?
Right.
It might not be
But then
like $10 for an album. Maybe it's $1 an album, but everyone's gonna buy an album if it's $1.
for sure. But then again, though, it goes back to what we dealt with back in, when we were kids with LimeWire, FrostWire, and even Napster, where,
I mean,
I'm
there's
not
always
going to
gonna be
buy
ways.
a hard album. I'm going to try to fucking illegally download it.
There's always
because
gonna be ways to
there's
get
always
around
petty
stuff.
ways to get around it.
Someone's gonna pay for it and then make copies of it and sell it,
So
or
who's-
get rid of it to someone.
Who's to say that the underground is always one step ahead? Who's to say there's not groups out there right now, which I'm sure there are, that are
already-
going after NFTs that are saying, "Oh, this is the big money. I'm gonna get this OG NFT," and they
Black
hack
market.
in and fucking get this NFT, hold it over somebody's head, just like
Right.
this fucking meta dude,
Like a
hold it over
fucking
his head, say, "Hey,
Blacklist
give me
episode
30 mil,
next
you can
year.
have it back."
Yeah,
You
but,
know?
but it's almost, I wouldn't say unhackable.
Nothing's unhackable, but it
But
is
they're
extremely
really
secure.
Yeah, but there really has I can't even, because if there was a case of it, you would see it on the news.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
but it is still very new.
I mean,
too,
there's also people that are just stupid with their fucking crypto wallets and are like, here's my crypto wallet ID. And then people are like, oh, thanks. I'm going to take all your fucking coins. That's not being hacked. That's someone being a dumbass and being like, hey, here's this 25-digit code that's only for me that has all my investment crypto. And I'm just going to show it to you. And they're just like, okay, well, I'm going to go to this website and just literally send me all of your crypto.
Also-
There's nothing you can do about it because it's not regulated.
Also, cybersecurity now is not what it was 10 years ago. Like, you're growing up, your parents were like, oh, you can't ever, post your stuff online. You can't, don't ever give anybody your phone number or your,
Everyone already has
shit
it.
like
You
that.
can literally
Exactly.
Google
And
your name and your phone number pops up.
now, like, we download a new app and you don't even think twice about putting your social security number in because you fucking easy as hell. You fucking type all your info in, you get shit right now, right then, and boom.
Especially like trading apps. Like you're just like, fuck it. It's Robinhood. Yeah, take my social security number.
Yep, exactly. And you don't even think twice of it. But I mean, I think that just comes with the times. And plus, like, cybersecurity's ramped up like crazy, and cybersecurity companies, especially on Wall Street, are shooting through the roof. It's just one of those things where
Everything
a direction that we're going is more digital.
Everything's becoming more digital, so everything that has to do with the digital world is becoming more expensive.
And a crazy part too that kind of ties into all this is like in infrastructure bills. And like I'm not getting political or anything, but I'm just saying, like, in the last president's term, his infrastructure bill, and the new president's term, his infrastructure bill, a big chunk of the infrastructure bill is money going devoted towards broadband and to get more people internet throughout the entire United
it's
States,
so
because
important.
it is incredibly important with the digital era and where we're at, and
getting information.
And getting what we need, because everything is converting over to digital. Every aspect of our lives is through the internet now.
Yeah. That was kind of a quick synopsis on what the fuck it is. It's way too deep of a topic.
Yeah,
you could be like a fucking 3-hour podcast.
You could do a long term. You talk about digital. Jordan, did you see? I think it's Colorado. No, maybe Utah. Might actually be Utah that they totally banned all porn. You cannot watch porn on any type of home digital or phone device.
I think that's for the artist, though. I think that's for like they're making porn an industry, a real industry, and you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's banned. I think fucking going up on Pornhub.
I think it is.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna Google it really
That's
quick.
worth a Google because Google some porn.
But that's interesting though because technically the creators on Pornhub get paid.
Yeah.
Per view because Pornhub throws ads on it.
Yeah.
Which is weird that you would throw an ad for your
That was the first thing that popped in my head.
When you would throw an ad for Pornhub throws an ad for Pornhub on a video that you're watching on Pornhub. Like I don't need you to tell me to advertise to me to go watch Pornhub. I'm obviously already watching this video.
That'd probably make like OnlyFans go through the roof, wouldn't it?
It says
because you can't really ban that because it's not.
It's not.
It said that the governor signed legislation banning or requiring all cell phones and tablets sold to automatically block pornography. The reason being is to send an important message about preventing children from accessing explicit online content.
See, that has to be like to a certain age demographic because
Right.
there's no way that
Not
in theory could be an infringement on a constitutional right.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. That was one of the biggest things, but I'm saying it's infringing on the First Amendment or even the free right to speech.
That goes to a whole nother topic about.
Yeah, we don't know if we should
about
take that one on.
Fucking
What?
That one could be longer than the NFT talk.
That could be wild.
You made the comment about everything going digital, and that was for some reason that popped in my mind
NFT
about
goes to porn. Well, NFT porns. I'm sure that's going to come to be a thing.
So like these painting. So are all these? I think painting all this art, is it digital or is it like a picture of something that I drew?
It can be either.
Anything.
It can literally
So
be.
it's literally
I could take a picture of you right now and sell it as an NFT. But
like,
most of it is digital art. Like Top Shot is a video, video clip of something that happened in real life, but it's a digital form. Like most of it is like people people are selling. You can sell your tweets. You can sell anything.
Elon Musk. Didn't he sell a tweet as an NFT?
Yeah, someone sold the first tweet. I think it was the owner of Twitter sold the first tweet, and it was like 360 mil or some shit like that.
Jesus Christ!
Because it's
his.
it
wasn't that much because I'm pretty sure 69 mil was the.
It was something fucking.
So.
It was still something
it was
absurd for a
money.
fucking picture of a tweet.
I'm just sitting here trying to think about like Picasso, how like some people will be like, why, like who the fuck painted that? And like, why did they paint that?
Why are people paying $300 million?
Right.
For this
so like right now, if I just like went home and said, "Here, Coop, draw a picture of something,"
you could technically sell it as an NFT.
Sell it as an NFT for like fucking millions because some random person's like, "Oh shit."
That limit that is it's kind of you have to pay. I think it's a certain percentage of the listing fee. So like if you're putting something up for $1 million, I think it's like something steep. I think it's like 20%. You have to pay 20%.
They gotta make them. Is the NFT owned by a singular company?
No. It's just not. I can't get on my computer right here and just get on the internet and list it. It has to be listed through somewhere that has access to the blockchain.
Yep.
So these websites have access to the blockchain, so they charge fees for you to list it on the blockchain.
Another thing that kind of got me thinking about this is when you guys got your taxes done, did the person that did your taxes ask you if you own any crypto?
Yes.
Yes, TurboTax did ask me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yes, TurboTax.
Because the government has no way of knowing, tracking, or anything as of now. They don't have any way of
but they're trying to tax it.
They're trying to figure it out
trying to tax your earnings on it.
So my thing is, and my question to you guys is, do you think that this whole NFT craze currently is a kind of more or less a money laundering scheme where these billionaires?
That's what another thing I've seen is a lot of people can. This is an easy avenue for money laundering.
Yeah.
Because I could make a fucking pick a picture of this water bottle and you could sell it. You could buy it for 300 mil, and now we just cleaned $300 million
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because
And
you technically bought something
you
and it
can-
wasn't drug money or illegal
yeah,
money.
and you could like have a suspicion that he didn't really want to spend $300 million on
On a
that,
picture
but
of
you
a
can't
water
tell
bottle.
him that he.
Yeah. But you
didn't.
can't say that you didn't want that picture of that water bottle. So it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how it's handled because
Absolutely.
it definitely is.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that sounds
It is
easy
a
as
super
fuck.
easy avenue to money launder.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I just, that was the first thing that came to my mind when I was kind of researching all this and trying to figure it out and get to the bottom of why somebody would pay $69.3 million for a hyperlink to a JPEG. And I'm just sitting there. The first thing that popped in my mind is,
Because he's
money
got
laundering.
about $69 million of money that needs cleaned. That's why.
But I mean, this guy is a crypto billionaire and he's been in the crypto industry for a long time. So
I mean,
he understands this a lot better than I do.
He has a shit ton of money already if he's been in crypto for a while. He probably bought 3 million Bitcoin when it was fucking $3.
Money
Now it's-
laundering's intense, man. After I watch Ozark,
Dude, that shit is nuts.
I'm like, I feel like I could do it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
Yep.
This
So
show gets
you're
me
all
fucking-
tied up in fucking heroin
Show gets me
mafia.
So you're tied up in
and
3
dead.
drug lords trying to fight,
I don't know what it is. That and like watching that, like the Blacklist, like makes me want to
commit crime.
have a life of crime because they
It
make
does.
it look so fascinating.
They make it
Like,
look so
damn.
appealing.
Unless you're not like the head of the fucking business.
It would suck.
so-
Yeah. No, if you're like a little henchman, it would suck ass because you're
Yeah.
basically
Yeah, like
probably gonna die.
Red's, the
Yeah.
top dog. Whereas
If you're at the
I
bottom
don't-
of the barrel,
I
you're
don't wanna
probably
be-
gonna die.
Yeah, I don't want to be Marty
They're
Bird.
like, go cut this guy's dick off and eat it. Oh, really?
Not again.
Not
I
again.
did this last week.
Damn, how many times I gotta do this?
All right, we ready to hit this one?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Does everybody have their lists? Nope.
Jordan?
Nicholas.
Thinking hard here.
What is it?
Are you? This motherfucker says the
Top
same
five
thing.
movies?
We're
I'm
fit.
going to, yeah.
We're at-
Movies of all time.
and you got it. We have to stay the same script, dude. Say your
I know.
thing so Michael can say his line, so you can.
I'm
say
not
what
saying
it
it this
is.
week.
Can I get a top 5?
dude. If you don't say it,
What is this week's top 5, Jordan?
It is top 5 movies of all time. Our favorite movies of all time, personally.
are we saying? So it's our top 5 favorite movies, or the top 5 movies we think are the best?
Your personal best favorite movies
That's
of all
another
time.
topic because I don't know if I see the difference.
Of a best, the better. I think movies are great that I don't like, that I wouldn't watch again. I take favorite movie as something you
Oh, I
would
can see that. I
repetitively
can
watch
see
and watch
that.
and
I
watch
can
and
see the
watch and watch.
difference. There's
Okay.
a difference.
Yeah, but if I have a movie that I'm like I could watch this every day, I
But
think
some
it's
movies,
a great movie.
but great. Some movies you can't. You already know it. Like movies that
That's
have
a good movie, not a great movie.
no movies that have an aspect of surprise that you like a turn of something that's important. You can't watch that. You can't get the same enjoyment out of that every
All
single
right,
time
it's
you watch
personal
it. You get-
preference.
You
Top
get what I'm
5
saying?
personal favorites.
A movie that you get the same enjoyment
Yeah, I
out
told
of
you this
watching
was a
every
different-
single
Yeah,
time.
I would say
topic in itself.
that'd be the easiest way to put it is just the top 5 of your personal preference.
That's fine. We'll
Yeah.
do that.
Your favorite.
Do you get what I'm
favorite.
saying, though?
Yeah, I'm picking
I
up
do.
what you're
You,
putting down.
you kept going with it further than what I had anticipated.
But that's what I'm saying. Is my
I think we've talked about this.
We have.
partial. I think it was
Because that
episode-
happens all the time where it's like, are you talking the top? Are you talking the favorite song? Or are you talking the best song ever? Or the favorite album or the best song? You know, it's any of these top 5 specific items can always be, well, is it your personal? Or do you think it's...
Do you think it's everyone thinks that?
Yes. Because at that point, I could realistically just look up the top 5 grossing movies ever and just list those.
So this is definitely
Top
a
favorite.
opinion-based
Correct.
top 5.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Which I
Here
think
we go.
they've all have been.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
even
no,
like our
for sure.
TV
but-
shows and everything was. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, but everything like that can be taken as is your favorite or you think best of all time, because
Yes. So Jordan, start us off.
All right.
why do you act like you don't?
Yeah,
Start off
I don't
every
know why
time?
you looked at me like I was weird.
Even though we did change the order up a little bit.
Yeah, we
still,
did, but
because
that's
we had
okay.
we had to move you from
I'll kick
screaming
us
in
off.
my ear for fucking 2
Uh-huh.
hours.
I'll kick this off. My number 1, since I know one of you all are gonna pick it first, and I'm gonna play this game right this time because this could get ugly.
I love how Jordan's finally taking the draft like it's an actual draft and not picking the one that no one will pick first.
It's only
Number
15
1,
episodes.
The Dark Knight.
Asshole.
See, that's how like you have to pick that because if not, he's picking it.
Yep.
If not, he's picking it.
Right, it's
Because if it
definitely
gets
on
to
my
me,
list.
it's gone.
Yeah,
it's definitely on my
exactly.
list.
Why I chose first. So, Dark Knight, number 1.
Drew told me that you were going to pick something else too, so I can't wait to tell him that you didn't.
See, but Jordan finally playing it smart.
Yes.
because that's not my number one, but
Yeah.
it's in
You
my
have
top
to
5.
take it number 1.
No, that's
in my
because
smart.
top 5.
That's smart.
If you're looking at who has the best 5 picks, you have to take it first.
This is
I got a wide variety list, man. I got comedy. I got drama.
like one of my favorite. I'm gonna go comedy first.
All right.
What'd you say it was?
Other guys.
Okay, you're good. Yeah,
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking in the couch here.
This couch.
it's the podcasting couch.
Um,
I'm gonna put spikes on the corner over there so he can't lean back into the corner.
I'm gonna have to go with. I don't think you guys are gonna pick any of these on my list. So the Dark Knight was the only one that I think anybody else would have taken. So I'm gonna have to go with Jurassic Park.
That was on my list, by the way.
Well,
But
there's 3 other movies to choose from. So or actually more than that. So you're good.
More than that.
So there's
the first
Jurassic
one,
World.
The first one is the best one.
Yeah, that was the one.
But my number 1 pick is Inception,
Damn.
and 2 is
I don't think I've ever
Interstellar.
seen that. I watched
Probably 2 of the
Interstellar.
best movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Inception. I know I've never seen. And Interstellar, I watched at your house with you too.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen Interstellar. It was Inception.
Then it was Inception that we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to watch. I had to watch
is the
Inception
one where
twice.
you
We did watch.
Go inside minds and shit,
Okay.
Yeah.
then
in your
yeah.
dreams.
and you can't tell, and they have a problem figuring out if they can like.
I watched Interstellar somewhere. Who's in that? Is that
McConaughey.
Matthew? Yeah. I don't remember where I watched it, but good picks.
Definitely didn't think I was gonna get those 1 too.
Yeah, those are solid.
Neither one was on my list. So good picks there. My number 2 is gonna have to be Captain Phillips. Tom Hanks,
Okay,
hands down, in my opinion, the best performance he's ever done.
I'm the captain now.
All right.
That was a meme for a while.
Goodwill Hunting.
Very good pick.
Nice.
Did you see
I
the?
don't mean to be cliche about it.
It's a very
I
good
actually have never seen that movie.
Bria's never
my
seen it
God,
either.
It's great.
Yeah,
man.
I've never seen it. I knew that was one I hadn't. Did you see the meme last week where this guy's like, "I'm the captain now," and he's like, "Well, that's fine because the ship's stuck anyways."
No, I didn't see that. But that's funny.
I said it in a group message.
I did not see it. Wait, was it like? It wasn't like. It was like fucking little globs, right? Was it like glob people or was it like stick people?
No, it was like actual Tom Hanks
I don't
meme.
remember seeing that either.
Me either.
I sent it.
My
Anyways.
favorite one was the Austin Powers mobile, and he's going back and forth, and it's got a picture of the ship on it, and he's in the hallway.
I like the egg one you sent.
Yeah, that was clever.
But
Jordan, what's your?
my number 2
Yep, right here.
is going to be
I did not see that.
And nobody,
Fast 5,
nobody answered.
Fast and Furious 5,
Seen it.
and my number 3 pick is going to be The Town.
The Town.
Ben Affleck.
Yep, The Town with Ben Affleck.
Never heard of it.
Is that a?
When they pull the heist at
Oh yeah. I'm thinking
They
of
look
something else.
like
Red
have
Sox
nun
Stadium.
faces, right?
Yes, that's a very very good movie. I think that was one of my picks on the top 5 crime movies.
yeah, mine too.
All right, number 3, Law-Abiding Citizen.
Damn, that was on mine.
I'm making a list of movies that you guys are saying that I want to watch that I've never watched.
You've never seen that one either?
Nope.
Holy fuck!
That one's fucking crazy.
Who's in that?
Gerard Butler,
Jamie Foxx.
It's a very good movie.
My number 3 is gonna be Tommy Boy.
Oh damn, I didn't think about these.
Yeah, I could have did a whole top 5 of just his movies.
Me?
Top
3. Black Panther.
No one.
I was thinking Pink Panther.
If we're
I
talking
was
like
oh,
influential, like
Your favorite movie?
big time. I mean, it's not like it's a bad movie. It's a great movie. And then
Yes.
4 is Tenet.
I watched that on the flight home from Florida.
It might
Flight
be.
to Florida.
It might be more confused. It might be
Yeah.
more confusing than Inception.
Very Inception. Like, yeah, I was like, where the fuck am I right now?
Yeah, dude. It's
Like, yeah.
that. You know who that actor is?
The black guy?
Yeah.
No, I
That
feel like I've
is
never seen
Denzel
him
Washington's son.
before. No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh, I
forgot
did
about
not
all
know
of his
that.
movies.
Denzel. Just watched it.
A lot of
I
people
missed
said
it.
that movie will be the reason that people stop referring to him as Denzel Washington's son.
I didn't even know Denzel had a son, to be honest with you.
I think that's his name, John David Washington.
My number 4 is going to be Iron Man 3.
You asshole.
All right, I am going to go.
Yeah.
I gotta go Harry Potter. I just don't know which one.
Ooh, dude, that's so tough because the series as a whole is great, but I don't know if I could tell you which one is my favorite.
I have a favorite on mine that I'm planning on saying.
Not if he picks it.
Well, yeah, not if he picks it. But and actually, I thought about which one that I thought was the best of all of them, and this is the one that I came to the conclusion. So,
Like the last one's obviously good. The last two, or I don't know which one to pick out of those two, so I'm gonna go with what's the one where they have like the big tournament?
Goblet of Fire.
That one.
That
where
is-
Cedric dies.
Yeah.
That is one of the better ones. Was that the one that was on your list?
No, it was not that one on my list.
I think that
Jay?
you're gonna say the one that I'm thinking, but I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Maybe, probably not.
I'm going to go with, for number 4, Infinity War. I thought that was a phenomenal movie. I could definitely watch it multiple times. Avengers.
Avengers: Infinity War, the one when they all turn to dust at the end.
Okay, so right before.
Spoiler alert!
It's been out for what, 3 years?
Just kidding.
Fucking go watch the fucking movie. If you
Um,
haven't seen it yet, get fucked.
and then I'm gonna have to go with Superbad. I could watch that movie all the time. It was a go-to movie when I was younger, and it was one of those staples.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Would you an honorable mention again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Logan, your 5th.
This is actually a really hard list to make.
It is.
Because now that we're sitting here, I'm thinking of more movies.
Right.
Mhm.
Because like I might just take The Dark Knight Rises because I love that movie
You son
too.
of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to because I would love to have picked the fucking Dark Knight, but
I think Bane is one of the best villains in
Yeah.
any comic book movie.
yeah, I agree.
Besides, I don't know if I think the Joker is an iconic villain, but I think Heath Ledger made that movie so much better.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
top
know what I mean?
5 villains.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of he might not be the best villain.
Yeah,
But he's the-
story wise,
yes.
Bane has a better story.
Yeah, yes. Like full round
Yeah.
character
Yeah.
development.
I hated his voice. That was the biggest.
Right off the rip,
or
or just
his
like
fucking voice, dude.
after so
No,
long.
like the more that we went along, I'm like, dude, your voice. It's almost hard to understand him at times.
Yeah, but that's the point.
I know that, but like, come on, like you're fucking making a multi-million-dollar movie. Like you can't come up with a little better voice.
But that's
and I
how-
wasn't the only one that had that complaint. There
Yeah,
was a
no,
lot
but
of people
that's
that
how
complained
that's
about
how the
that.
voice is perceived in the comics is like that though.
I could see that.
But
I don't know. That was my
I just
only.
love when he's
It was
like-
on my list.
He's like in this, and you think you're in charge, and then kills that dude. Or
my
what Harry
number
Potter movie you picking?
5. I kind of don't want to pick it just so I can hear what you're gonna pick.
If you're not picking, I'm not picking it. Because I don't want you to know which one I pick.
Why? I just want to know which one you were gonna pick.
Pick yours then, and I'll tell you if it
the
was.
older or newer?
It was older or newer. The older you're
Like were
saying.
they young?
So, like,
were
is
they
it
young
like
wizards
is it
or older
1, 2,
wizards?
or is it 6, 7, 8? Is what he's asking.
It was in the 6, 7, 8 realm.
See, like,
Am I
and
close?
I think the last two were probably better collectively than any of them, but
I don't.
couldn't
think so.
choose.
I don't think that's what I was gonna pick.
No, okay. Well, mine, the very last one was for me.
Oh, that's not the one I was
The
gonna
one collectively all together.
yeah.
It closed out a lot of the storyline, the way the whole. I mean, I remember I was seeing that in theaters and the whole fucking movie theater erupting, kind of like the Avengers stuff, and it was still. I looked it up before I put it on my list. It's ranked 13th of the largest grossing movie ever of all
I
time.
think, looking back at it, the first 3 are kind of different. Like not, I don't think they're up to the same standard.
They
as
were,
the final.
yeah. That was Chris Columbus that directed those, and they got rid of him.
Yeah. So the first 3 are a different director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Christopher Columbus.
Sailed the ocean.
Man, how old are these movies?
That's why I said the old ones or the new
Yeah.
ones.
Gage number.
Fuck, I literally just forgot what I was.
Can you tell me which one you were gonna pick?
No.
What the fuck? Get fucked.
Oh, now I need to think again what it was. I literally had both of my movies and now I just literally just forgot them. Fuck me. Oh, well, that's why I forgot, because it was fucking Dark Knight Rises. But 5 is gonna be A Knight's Tale.
Never seen that either.
Another good Heath Ledger movie.
Is that a love story?
Yeah, it
I
turns
guess
into it. What?
There's
He's a knight. Knight's Tale, but
Is that a tale?
it's like they joust and
Is he a
fucking
knight and
sword
a
fight.
dragon?
Was that your 5th?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an honorable mention?
Just because I love the series, dude. John Wick.
Oh, I didn't even have that on my list.
Actually,
but that's a good
no, I
one.
take it back.
That's a good one.
I like the Maze Runner.
Is that a series?
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, I remember seeing those two, and I never
I think the 3rd one is the best one, to be honest with you.
whole list. I got
It's the Death Cure.
a lot of movies to watch.
It's the Maze Runner. I don't remember what the middle one is, and the last one's the Death Cure. It's with Dylan O'Brien, I believe. I made Bree watch those 2.
I'm just gonna say these 3 because I know none of you guys are gonna pick these. Toy Story 3 was on my list. John Q. I had to look the movie up.
Great movie.
I had to look it up, but
Denzel
when we were
Washington.
talking about him, and I'm like, oh, what is it? And then Wolf of Wall Street.
Excellent.
HMs. Logan.
The fuck's the Denzel movie with Dakota Fanning where she gets taken?
Hold on, I'll tell you what the name
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I don't know what it's called, though.
Not The Inside Man, is it? No.
What was the movie with Tom Cruise where the world was ending? Something was happening. You know what I'm talking about? Dakota Fanning was in
Man on
that.
Fire.
Man on Fire.
Yeah, Man on Fire. That is a good one.
He's a ex-CIA operative or
Yeah.
some shit like that, yeah.
What was that?
What was the
What were we
movie
talking
where Tom Cruise was in it and the world was ending? Dakota Fanning was in
Oh
it.
shit! Like the
Is it one
robots.
of,
and stuff?
of the Mission Impossible movies?
No.
But because they made fun of it on Scary Movie.
Like the robots, right?
Yeah.
Like the big
It's
octopus
you said
thing.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning.
Damn
Dakota
it, I
Fanning was
almost
super
don't want
young.
you to tell me because I know what it is. Oh shit!
So Man on Fire, I haven't seen that either. Jordan?
Since you pulled out a list, I'm gonna pull
War
out a
of the
small one.
Worlds?
There it
Yeah.
is. I was
Yeah.
thinking, yeah,
Yep,
something
that's
weird
what
like
it is.
that.
The Day After
It's a
Tomorrow.
5.5 out of 10 rating, by the way.
Good one.
Damn, I haven't seen that. In a
It was,
long time.
yeah.
Lincoln Lawyer
Great movie.
Haven't seen
and
that.
Cars.
What's
Good.
Lincoln Lawyer?
Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. I saw a movie Brie and I did in theaters. Oh, what the fuck was it called? It's Michael B. Jordan. He's a lawyer. What the fuck? Hold on.
I feel like he's played a lawyer in a lot of different, like,
Which is weird because he doesn't really have a lot of lines in most of his movies besides that movie.
I feel like he's a lawyer in a lot of different stuff, though.
What the fuck
Randomly.
was it called? Just Mercy.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the
He's
commercial
going
for
to death
that.
row and getting the wrongfully convicted.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the commercial
People
or
off-
highlights for that or
off,
whatever. I'm glad to see
death
they're
row.
finally starting to bring, like, movie theaters and stuff for starting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brie and I went to the movies the other day.
Release
the
it.
other
Yeah,
day.
but
I haven't been
like,
to a movie theater in forever.
every time I look, like, if I looked at, like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go.
But it's old
go
movie.
see.
It's
Yes.
like it's not.
Yes.
They're starting to bring new movies back
Yeah.
that are new. I know the new Venom 2 comes out the end of this month.
Damn, that'll be good. I like that first one.
That's with Carnage. too,
Never
so.
saw the first one.